Thank you for watching this video, and as always, hit the like button, share on social media, and smash that subscribe button. Thank you.
Welcome back. So today we're going to be making a Swiss jelly roll cake. It is a sponge cake that is going to be filled with, in this case today, a cream cheese and strawberry filling that we'll make in-house, and then we'll roll it up, and it's going to be superb. A lot of times you can see a Swiss cake being made out of chocolate. I've seen some with pumpkin and everything else, and all sorts of different fillings. We're going to do a strawberry and a butter sponge cake, basically a yellow sponge cake today. All right, so the first thing we need to do is we're going to make our in-house jelly. Now you could get jar strawberry pre-made preserves or strawberry jelly pre-made, but we're going to make ours in-house, no preservatives. So for that, we're going to need strawberries. We have some fresh strawberries. This is about 16 ounces, maybe a little bit less. We're going to chop those up. We're going to have half a cup of sugar. We're going to have 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and we have some orange juice. This is a quarter cup of orange juice divided in half. Okay. You don't have to use orange juice. I like orange juice for the flavor. You could use lemon juice and water if you feel like it. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to chop up some strawberries.
Okay, now that our strawberries are chopped up, we're going to put the strawberries into a pan or pot with a little bit of orange juice and sugar. So we have about 1/8 of a cup here, a couple splashes of orange juice. Put that in there. Our strawberries gonna go in there. And our sugar. We're just gonna saute these strawberries until they start releasing their juices and getting softer.
Okay, so the next step involves our cornstarch. This is 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and a little splash, about 1/8 of a cup of orange juice, and combine it together. And we're going to stir this together, get it nice and smooth. And then once this is smooth, we're going to pour it into our hot strawberries. And we're going to stir our strawberries while we pour it in. You can see it thickening up just that quickly. Okay, so our strawberry filling is done. We just need to cool it down. So for that, we're going to pour it into a stainless steel aluminum pan, bowl. Okay, so now we turn our attention to pan preparation. So I have a half sheet pan, affectionately known as a jelly roll pan, works the same way, and a sheet of parchment paper. So I have some non-stick baking spray. I'm going to spray on the bottom of the pan. just like that. Then I'm going to put the parchment paper in the bottom of the sheet pan as well. I'm going to spread it out, no bubbles. And I'm going to spray the parchment paper as well. Now we're ready to begin making the actual cake batter. For the cake batter, it's going to be in two parts. So we need 5 eggs at room temperature. We need a half a cup of sugar divided into 2/4 cups, 1 cup of cake flour, 1/4 of a teaspoon of cream of tartar, 2 tablespoons of milk, a teaspoon of vanilla, and a pinch of salt.
So we need to divide our egg yolks from our egg whites.
For the first half of the batter, we're going to take 5 egg yolks at room temperature. We're going to pour them into our stand mixer and our 1/4 cup of sugar into our stand mixer as well. We're going to turn that on. And we're going to let them get fully incorporated. When the egg yolks begin to lighten up, pour 1/4 cup of melted cooled butter. Do it kind of slow. Add 1 teaspoon vanilla. And then I like to add a half a cup of my cake flour. And 2 tablespoons of milk. Drizzle in slowly. And a pinch of salt. Add the rest of the flour. Now for this last part, I like to just go ahead and fold with a rubber spatula a few times by hand. And so this is the base batter for our sponge cake. Okay, so this next part of the sponge cake batter is the egg whites. So in a clean bowl and a clean whip attachment, we're going to put our room temperature egg whites. When they start to foam up, we're going to add our cream of tartar and our salt. Once it starts to foam up, our cream of tartar goes in and a pinch of salt. Last but not least, quarter cup of sugar. Okay, so now we're going to combine the two parts of our batters. All right. So we're going to take the egg white and fold into our egg yolk base. Okay. And we're going to do that in like halves or thirds. Okay. So I'm going to scoop some of my egg white, maybe like a third of it, into my egg yolk base, and I'm going to fold. I'm going to come around the bottom and up through the middle. I don't want to break my egg whites. I don't want to do it too fast or too rough. I want to be kind of gentle with it. I want to make sure it gets all incorporated before I add more egg whites. All right. Once it's all folded together, we're going to pour it onto our pan. Okay, now that we have this batter all spread in the pan, we're going to lift it up a couple of inches and then let it drop. We're going to put it into a 350-degree oven for about 20 minutes.
Okay, so it's been 20 minutes. The cake just came out the oven, still very, very hot. But while it is very hot, is it time for us to turn this cake into a rolled cake. So for this, we're gonna use some powdered sugar. I'm gonna sprinkle some powdered sugar into a sifter. And we're gonna just sift a layer of powdered sugar over the top of the cake. Okay, set that aside. All right. Next step, some brand new clean towels are going to go right on top of the cake, just like that, okay? Cake rack, gonna go like that. And then we use this cutting board, okay? And then I'm gonna get my oven mitt here. I'm gonna flip this over all in one go. Okay. Now, using the cloth, we're gonna roll up the cake. Rest it on the seam like that. As it cools, it's going to retain this shape. That's what we want. We want it to retain this shape. Okay, for the last part of our Swiss jelly roll, we're going to make a cream cheese filling to go along with our strawberry jam. All right, so the first thing we need is about half a block, about 4 ounces of cream cheese, and about 3/4 of a stick of regular butter. They've both been sitting out for a little bit. They're just about room temperature, so they're kind of softened up. And we're going to put that into our mixing bowl. We'll put them both together. And we'll stir them around. Now, to our butter and cream cheese, we're going to put 2 tablespoons of milk and a teaspoon of vanilla. We'll drizzle that in slowly. Now, periodically while this is stirring around, we'll scrape it down with our rubber spatula and we'll add some powdered sugar to it. All right, when your icing is relatively stiff, that's when it's time to use it. Okay, so we have our strawberry filling and our cream cheese filling right here, and we're going to put them into some Ziploc bags. This will be our makeshift piping bag. Okay, so these are gallon bags. These are not pleated on the bottom. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to get a cup or a jar, or in this case, a pitcher, and we'll put our bag in there. We're going to fold this over the edge, kind of open up on the inside. All right, and we'll put our filling inside the bag. And then we simply lift this up and we can zip it closed. Get the excess air out. Now that it's laying flat, we can just snip off the edge, off the corner. And we have a piping bag. We'll do the same process for our cream cheese filling. Now for this one, I'm going to snip off a smaller corner. And now that's ready.
So now we have our fillings in the bags. We have our cooled rolled cake back on our cutting board here. We're going to unroll it carefully. We're not going to force it open if it doesn't want to. All right. And we're going to squeeze a little thin layer of cream cheese across the edge, but we're not going to go to this 1 inch over here. Use an offset spatula and kind of spread it out to make it even. We're going to repeat the process with the strawberry filling. Now we roll it back up, except this time, instead of putting the towel inside, we're just going to use a towel to help roll the cake. And so here we have the finished Swiss jelly roll cake. We can top it off with a little extra powdered sugar if we wanted to. Just like that. And we can present this to our friends and family.